Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant for MMA Heat. I'm here talking with Patrick Cote, who is taking on Donald Cowboy Cerrone at UFC Ottawa. Patrick, always great to see you. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry my voice is a little rough. I wanted to ask you first and foremost about UFC 199. That's what just happened this weekend. I don't know if, even though I'm not yelling, I guess I was talking to a lot of people backstage. But what was your initial take on that whole night?
Awesome night. Awesome night. Especially after the show last week. On paper it was supposed to be the sleeper card of the year, and actually it turns out that that was a little bad. The matchup. Sometimes it happened, but
Yeah.
see 199. Deliver it. That was amazing event since the first fight of the night on the Fight Pass. That was insane. And I was really happy for Bisping. Hard work really pay off. When you see that at 37 years old, 2 weeks notice, and he took the chance to go there against the champ. That champ was, in my mind, maybe a little bit too cocky. Underestimate a lot Bisping, and he paid for it.
Yeah, it's funny because, we always talk about you. I'm not the only one, other people, about you being such a veteran. So, yeah, I got to feel like when you see somebody like Michael achieving his dream, when you see Dan Henderson, like, what did he just do there? Like for you, it's got to be extra inspiring.
Those guys like me, it's giving hope every time Dan Anderson win, or guy like Bisping that finally pulled through and got the gold around his waist. That's amazing. And as long as I'm a big fan of Dan Anderson, I really really hope that he's gonna retire on that kind of win. That's gonna be the perfect way out to go to leave on that. We don't want to see him, making the fight that he's not supposed to. And I don't want to say that he was lucky, but there's a good chance that that was Erdine that did fight as the referee, because he gave him a lot of chance to get by, because he was rocked
Yeah.
really really bad. But Erdine, he's got fighters, the fighters, and he knew it that Anderson can take punishment, and he took it and he came back. So that was awesome, and I think it's time for him to leave. But it's never easy to take your retirement.
No, for sure, and that was the last fight on his contract. So, yeah, perfect way to go out. I'm curious though. So the day after that, when you hit the gym on Monday, were you just like extra fired up? Because this is basically your last week of real hard training, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly. I still have two big training, but small session, but very very intense.
Yeah.
But all the training is already done. It's just that week, it's the longest week of the year.
Right.
The week before the fight week, it's you still want to train, but you don't want to get injured. And it looks like this week looks like a year. It's so long this week that, and now you're getting on your on nerves to a lot of people, because you're anxious about going there to start the fight week. You're tired to get on diet. You're
Right.
tired just to get in the training too. You're really close to finally having the fight and finally getting on vacation after that. So, anyway, for me, it's a long week.
Yeah.
That.
Well, I can imagine. I think this morning you posted that you had a boxing session or something. But
Yes.
I'm curious, when you look at Cowboy and the style matchup for the two of you. We know he knows how to use all 8 points there. So, what do you feel like you have to look out for the most when you're facing Cowboy?
Yeah, you say it. He's able to use everything,
Yeah.
but if you let him do this, that's the thing. If you let him take the pace of the fight, if you let him go forward, it's gonna be very very complicated. This kind of guy, you have to back him up. He's a little bit flat foot, doesn't move his head a lot,
Yeah.
going back straight all the time under pressure. And when he's under pressure, he always crumbles. So that's what we saw in the past. We saw that he's a slow starter too. But everything I just told you, he know that. He has so much experience, and he knows that I know that too. I'm a veteran, and that's the thing. He fought so many times that we have a ton of video that we can watch, and every time we see exactly the same style, we see exactly the same thing. So we know the whole in his game, and he probably know his whole too in his game. So we'll see.
Well, I don't know that because Patrick. He said, I think it was an MMA Junkie article. He said he doesn't he hasn't seen your fights. I don't know if you read this article where he says, which I like Cowboy a lot, but half of that might be true, half of that might not be true. If he's ever seen any of your fights, but yeah, he's got to know that you're not easy to get rid of. Let's just put it that way, and that he should plan for a long fight. And certainly, I would imagine you being a former middleweight, him being a former lightweight, you feel like size is going to be a big advantage for you.
I don't think size doesn't matter when skills is involved.
Okay.
Especially in that fight. I didn't think about that during my training.
Yeah.
I didn't put this option in my game plan or in my head that's gonna be in my advantage that I'm gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be probably heavier than him for sure, but the only difference he's gonna realize that guys at 170 hits more harder than guys at 155, and when he's gonna be in trouble. If you try to wrestle, it's gonna feel the weight. It's gonna feel the power. It's gonna feel the strength. That it's totally different. That the 155 guys. That's the thing. As long that he said that he's not watching my fight, you know what? I really don't care. Seriously, I'm doing this business since 15 years, and I know I learned a lot in that process. And now the only thing in my head is I control what I can.
Yeah.
So this is my part. I control what I can do it, and if he's not watching my fight, hey, too bad for him. Maybe that's his style. But at Cowboy is Cowboy. He likes to talk. Right. We know him. We know
him. Yeah. Well, if he's not watching, he's missing out. How about that?
Yeah. This doesn't matter. You know what? That's okay. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. Got the ranch, got all this stuff. But it's funny because you talk about the power. You guys hitting a lot harder, and no disrespect to Cowboy Oliveira, but certainly you are a very different kind of a fighter than the other person he has fought at 170.
Yeah, especially on the ground too. We saw that Oliveira is very raw on the ground.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy work with
Right.
Cowboy when he decided to go on the ground, and he got tagged on his feet, and he did panic a little bit, but on the ground that was an easy work for Cerrone. But I think I'm a better athlete than Oliveira, well-rounded, than more well-rounded than him, and yeah, you know what? This is a big fight. This is fun.
Yes.
This is a big name, but for me, I approach that fight like another fight. That doesn't matter. I'm not impressed about the name of Cowboy Cerrone. I'm not impressed about the co-main event, all those things. I have a lot of experience now that it doesn't bother me anymore.
Right. Well, did you do the same type of thing though in terms of your camps? Since Donald is a different kind of fighter than Berkman or Ben Saunders, did you bring any other guys? Did you actually go sample any other gyms just to get some looks?
No, I still I stayed in Montreal. Same thing that I did in my last 4 fights.
Yeah.
And but I brought some guys that they mimic a little bit like Cowboy Cerrone. Same style, same height,
Yeah.
a little bit heavier. In my head, better stand-up guys than Cowboy too. So you know what? I knew the style of Cerrone, so I just had to prepare myself for that. Like I said, I control what I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the pressure. I'm gonna dictate the rhythm of that fight. I'm gonna push the pace, and he's gonna have to fight my fight. That's the plan in my head.
Well, you did say, you're not impressed with the name, you're not impressed with the positioning, but I do know for a fact that after you fight, your eyes are going to be on the main event when Rory and Wonderboy throw down, especially since you've already been in there with Wonderboy. I'm curious how you think that fight is going to play out. If we take the Cote fighter hat off, put your analyst hat on for a second, how do you think that one's going to go?
I think it's going to be a hard fight for both. I think it's going to be a harder fight for McDonald. He just came back for a big war against Lawler, and he lost. There's a very different thing psychologically when you go to a war and you have a lot of damage like that, but you win. It's very, very different. After that, it's giving you more confident.
Yeah.
But after that, we saw him at the end of the fifth round that he was in bad shape,
Yeah.
and it put a lot of damage, psychologically. So it's gonna be interesting that because it will get tagged. Trust me, it's very complicated fighting Thompson, and he's gonna take tag, but it's gonna be interesting how he's gonna react. He's gonna have to react fast.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to put Thompson in a bad situation, fast, quick during the fight. Because if you let Thompson doing everything he wants, he's gonna do everything. He's gonna go southpaw. He's gonna throw orthodox. He's gonna land everything. And as soon as he's confident, we saw what happened with Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
He stopped the one takedown. And after that, we saw his face change.
Yeah.
And we saw that, okay, man, that's over. That's over. That was just a question of time. When he's confident, Thompson is so dangerous. And he's on an amazing streak now. And with another great performance, he's going to come the #1 contender.
Yeah.
So this is a really hard and important fight for Thompson. And another thing, too, to Rory McDonald, he put a lot of pressure on his shoulder by not singing with a new contract.
Right.
He's gonna go free agent. He's come from a loss, so he has to win that fight.
Yeah.
If you want a negotiation power, he has to win. This is a lose-lose situation for him because he can't lose in a fashion way because he's gonna be free agent. He's gonna be free agent with 2 losses in a row. It's hard to go on negotiation with that. So that's another thing too. That's a lot of pressure right there.
Well, absolutely, and I agree with everything you said about, especially about the way Steven performs. You give him 2 seconds of flat-footedness in front of you, and you're dead.
Yeah. That's why I had success with him.
Yeah.
Because I move a lot.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't giving him a easy target or a fixed target. That's the problem with Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
Hendricks he's going forward.
Right.
He doesn't have a lot of angle, for his attack, and he got tagged so many times. And that's the thing. And if Rory fought like he fought the first 2 rounds, like against Robbie Lawler, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. You have to move against this guy because if you don't, he's gonna eat you alive.
Yeah. Well, we say Steven could get a title shot after that victory. You're on your own 3-fight win streak. What do you hope for if you're victorious over Cowboy, who, like you said, big name, a lot of cachet to beating somebody like Cowboy, even though in the 170 division, he's not a big deal there yet, but obviously the name means something. So do you have your eyes on somebody that you'd like after him?
I've learned now in so many years that I'm not looking past my opponent anymore. I'm going one fight at a time. But you know what? I say that many times. I built my after career since 3 or 4 years now. I do that because I want to, and I don't want to be #2. My goal is to be #1. So that's why I'm still doing that. I tried to call the entire top 15 since almost a year and a half, and I didn't have any answer because I wasn't ranked.
Right.
Because all those guys that were in top 15, they didn't want to take a fight against me because I was a dangerous fight for them.
Right.
Because I wasn't ranked, so they didn't want to lose against an unranked guy.
Right.
But right now, I'm tired to call to all those guys. Right now, the only position that interests me, it's #1.
Yeah.
It's the guy who got the belt. So, you know what? In this business, it's an entertaining business. So it's all about the way you win. It's all about against who you win, and it's all about what the show you're gonna put in front of the crowd, in front of the fan, in front of the camera.
For sure.
So I'm going there. I put him away, Cowboy Cerrone, again with a knockout or a submission. I finish him. You know what? Four wins in a row, 3 finishes, and 3 finish against one of the well-known guys in the UFC, even if he's not a ranking 170 guy. Anything can happen. But one fight at a time. As long as I continue to win, I'm gonna move up. in the rank. But like I said, the ranking in the UFC for me, it's delusional. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. When you see people who vote to that, who decide who are in the top 15,
Yeah.
sometimes you question about why it's those guys.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. I think this is, a technicality, just that to have a number across your name.
Right.
I still feel that I'm supposed to be in the top 15 since a couple of fights, but doesn't matter. For me, I don't lose sleep at that,
Right.
because right now, like I said, I have only one position to interest me, and it's in number one.
Right. Right. Well, for sure. And I remember. I think the last time we spoke, you were not in the EA game, but they made a patch, right? And then you got in on the next wave. So that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fun. I was in the first video game when they
Way
did
back,
it,
yeah.
and they did so many mistakes on the banner at the end. They write the wrong team and all those
Oh
things.
no.
But hey, I was in the video game, so I was like, hey, I made it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
totally.
But no, I was. I don't know. That was. It's not because we don't receive any royalty about that or
Right.
all those things. That was just. I felt that, especially EA Sport, it's a Canadian company.
Yeah.
I felt that there was not lack of respect, but I felt like, hey, I'm still there. Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was a diss. Yeah, I thought it wasn't cool, and it seemed to be a pretty glaring omission. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that
Because I was comparing myself to those guys who were already in the game at the launching at the first
Right.
at the beginning. I was like, doesn't make any sense.
No,
It doesn't make any sense that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, but after that, all the fans in the social media, they made their job, and that was pretty cool. I received a lot of support.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And as we know, in Canada, you are 17-1. What's your record when you played in Canada?
17-1, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Those are good odds. And one thing I also love about this show for you is how many of your kids are on it, your tough kids. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? That's going to be really fun for you guys backstage. I just feel like it's like a family show.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And Elias Theodore come to Montreal, train with us sometime every Saturday. Come at our sparring, Olivier is gonna be on the main card too.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be honest with you. When I did tough, on paper we knew it that we were supposed to win the season. On paper we knew it that we were a lot better than those guys on paper. But fight is a fight. You never know. And that's I actually turned pretty well. But it's cool. It's cool that I think on 9 guys that I have, 8 guys that I have, 5 or 6 are still in the roster. So that's cool.
It's pretty great. And as a Canadian, I have to ask, I think every time I see you, I ask, have you heard anything about George St. Pierre coming back?
No, not really. We don't talk. We don't talk a lot. And I know he's still training, but this is still a mystery around him.
For sure. And one other thing I wanted to get to, and I know this must be kind of difficult because your wife is pregnant, and I know for a fact that oftentimes men gain weight along with their wives. So how tricky has this been for you? You're like, baby, I love you. No, you can have the ice cream. Oh, I can't have it today, So has that been difficult for you?
Actually, yes, it's always difficult. Diet's always difficult. But you know what? That time turned pretty well because I didn't gain weight in at the same time as my wife. So, having a fight during the pregnancy, it's in that case, it's pretty good.
Right.
It's pretty good to be on diet. But hey, I'm going to be on vacation in 12 days.
All right, so we're going to bulk up then.
I'm going to get back. We're going to going back to the restaurant. We're going to going back to enjoy life together. So it's going to be good.
Very nice. So are you guys, you don't have to tell us, are you going somewhere nice for vacation or are you just going to kind of stay close to home?
No, we're going to stay close to home.
Yeah.
We're going to Vegas for the UFC 200 because I'm going to work over there. So she's going to come with me. But baby is supposed to arrive in September. So very, very excited about it. So that's cool. Everything is good. The timing is perfect for everything now. So that's awesome.
That's great. That's great. Well, of course, I wish you the best, and she looks beautiful in the pictures I've seen that you've shown. So she looks lovely. So I wish you the best of luck. Now I'm going to be in the studio for Fox for your fight. So really looking forward to it. As we always say, keep your hands up, right?
Yes, I will.
All right, Patrick, thank you so much for talking to me, and wishing you the best of luck. Have a great fight.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.